In this tutorial, we're going to discuss creating a form in your EM4C account. Now this form can be used on your website or maybe even a landing page. And there's two things that you need to have done before you actually start creating a form in EM4C. Number one is you need to have created a contact list. And this contact list is where the details of your subscribers or the people that fill out your form is going to go. This is the contact list where their information is going to be inputted. And you also need to have an idea of the type of information you want to collect on your form. And by that I mean first name, last name, phone number, or any other type of information you'd like them to give you through the form. And you need to have those created in the custom fields section of your account. Now if you're not sure about creating contact lists or custom fields, make sure you go and watch the tutorials on both of those subjects before you start creating your web form. But for this example, I've got a contact list already created, and it's called Spring Promotion Landing Page. And I'm going to create a form for the landing page that I'm running in correlation with my spring promo. So I'm going to first go back to the home page, and then up in the top right hand corner here, right next to templates, you're going to see a little button that says forms. You have two options. One is to view any forms you've already created, and the other is create a website form. So in this example, we're going to create one. So I select create a website form. Now, the first section you're going to see is the form name and type. The first thing it asks you is to choose a form type. Now you have several options you can pick here. The first one is subscription. This is going to be the main type of form that 99% of us are going to be building. But you can also create a form for people to actually go to your website and unsubscribe from any of your campaigns. You can also create a form that will let any of your contacts log in and modify any of the details, whether possibly they receive HTML email format or text email format from you. And you can also create a send to a friend form. And this form is handy because you can include it on any email campaigns you send out and allow somebody to enter a friend or family member's email address and forward your email campaign onto them. At the same time, you're able to capture that email address and add it to your contact list within EM4C. But like I said, for this example, we're going to create a subscription form. This is a form that somebody's going to go to and subscribe to receive my spring promo in this example. So I'm going to call this my spring promo form. Now I've got to give it a name, and I've chosen the form type. Now down here you see use double opt-in confirmation. This is checked by default, but you have the option to uncheck this. And what this does is it sends an email confirmation to anybody who inputs their information into any of your forms. And once they get this email, in order to complete their registration or complete their subscription, they need to click on the link in the email that they automatically receive from your EM4C account. Once they click on that, they'll have been confirmed, and then they'll be added to your contact list. Now it's up to you if you want to use this double opt-in confirmation standard, but we normally tell our clients to uncheck this. Now you can see down here you have the option to send a thank you email. So you can automatically send a thank you email to anybody who completes your form. And in the next screen, I'll show you how you can actually edit what that email says. Now this option down here, email new contact details to you, if you check this, this will let you know anytime somebody has completed the form on your website or your landing page. It's always a good idea to normally leave that checked. That way you get a heads up when somebody has either requested information or signed up to your newsletter or whatever your form may be for. Now down here we've seen some advanced options. You can choose a form design. Classic white is default. That's basically the background of the form. We usually recommend our users leave it as classic white, but you have some options that you could choose from. And right here, the email campaign format, allow contact to choose. This is filled out for you by default, but we recommend our clients to select HTML. That way, anytime you send an email to anybody on your contact list, they have the ability to receive it in HTML format, which will allow them to see the images and colors, etc. Now this Use CAPTCHA form security option you see here, this again is filled out for you by default, but you have the option to use this on your form. Now, to see an example of what CAPTCHA form security is, I'm going to go to an existing website so you can see. CAPTCHA form security is this little bit of what you see down here at the bottom of the form. It's kind of a little bit of scrambled letters. Sometimes you might see it in numbers and letters, but this is what CAPTCHA is, and it requires somebody to enter that correctly into here before they submit your form. And again, you don't have to have that on the form. That is completely up to you. But we normally recommend our clients uncheck that. It makes filling out your form a lot easier. Now we get down to the choose the contact list you want this form tied to. So like I said in the beginning of the tutorial, I had already created a spring promo landing page list. So I'm going to select that. And once I select my list, I'm going to see the custom fields that I created for that specific list. So for this form, I'm going to want to collect their first name, their last name, their phone number, and I created an interested in field, which lets me know if they're interested in windows, doors, or skylights in this case. Now you can see down here, as I chose those custom fields up above, they came into the order field down here. Now email address will always be on a form that you create within your EM4C account. But any of these other fields are custom fields and you need to create those beforehand. And here in this screen, I can actually drag and drop these in the order I'd like them to appear. So if I wanted phone number to appear first, I can just left click on it and drag it and let go of the left click when I've got it where I want it. So now I've got the order of the fields correct, or where I'd like them, and now I go ahead and click the next button. And now it takes me to the actual thank you page. Now this is the thank you that's going to show up in the user's browser once they click the submit button on your form. And you can go in here and you can customize whatever this says, just like you're customizing a standard email campaign. It's thank you for subscribing to our contact list by default, but you can go in and say thank you for submitting your information, for example. Or I also have the option to select this, and I can take that user to any website that I'd like after they filled out my form. So I can either let them see a thank you page, or I can redirect them possibly to the home page of my website or another area on the website that I'd like them to see after they have completed my form. So now down here you see the thank you email options. This is the name that the email is going to appear to come from, and this is the email address it's going to look like it came from. And here's the email address that if they hit the reply button in their email client, this is where it's going to send their reply to. And here you can customize the subject of the email that's actually going to go to them. And in here, just like above, you can customize whatever the email says. You can insert images, logos, change colors, whatever you'd like to do. Then down here, you also have a text version of your thank you email. This will be delivered in case your recipient is only able to view text emails instead of HTML. So once I've got these customized to where I need them, I go ahead and click the next button. And now I'm going to see the error page options. Now this is an error page that the subscriber will see if there's some type of hiccup that occurred while they were trying to submit their information. And again, we've got some wording on here for you by default, but you can go in and change any part of this that you like. You can just highlight and delete and retype any text that you'd like, just like creating an email campaign. Also here you have the option, if you had an error page or an error message already on your website, you could direct them to that page. But most of our clients use this standard error page and just customize what it says. Once I've got that customized, all I have to do is click on the Save button. And now it's going to show me the actual website form or landing page form HTML code. Now this is the code that I'm going to need to either insert into my landing page or publish onto my website in order for the form to work. So all I need to do is go in here, hit Select All by hitting Control A, and then I can copy it and either paste it into my landing page or save it as a document and maybe send it off to my webmaster and allow them to post it to my website on the appropriate page. And once I've done that, I can hit OK. And now we'll go back and see that I've created my spring promo form. And once it's created, you can actually hit the view button so you can see what the form will look like when it's on your website. And of course, it can be embedded within any page that you'd like. And here, if I ever needed to go back and get the HTML code again, I can just select on Get HTML, and it'll give me the exact code that I need in order to publish that form to my website or my landing page. And that's it. You've created a form through your EM4C account. Thanks for watching the tutorial.